You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Hey, this is Walter. It is Sunday night. Actually, yeah, it's Sunday night. I was ready to say it's Monday morning, but actually, I'm doing my show now at 11:15, basically. Sorry about the makeshift setup, which you will see on camera. I'm wearing my Punisher shirt tonight, so I'm going to get up out of my chair for a minute, away from the mic, read a few stories, and leave it at that. I did go see, though, by the way, the film of the Avengers film, Age of Ultron. Let me just get up for one moment and show you on the camera. If you actually watch it, you can see that. Hold on one moment. Alrighty, I'm getting up. I am wearing my Avengers shirt. My Punisher shirt. I thought that'd be the closest thing I could get that would be appropriate for what do you call it? Sorry about that. For the watching the movie. So yeah, this is me wearing my Avengers shirt. I'm a little bit disoriented tonight, more so than normal, so I apologize. And again, sorry for the makeshift setup. I want to make this short and simple. There's a couple things I wrote down, actually, and there was something, woman named Debbie Cortez. I love her stuff. She puts on her Facebook page, so I'm always basically taking from her as well. I'm going to try to put my Facebook page. I put up the pictures of my my Punisher shirt pictures. Anyway, it gets kind of old after a while, but you know what? I know it sounds like it's beating a dead horse, but some people just don't seem to get it through their thick head, so I'm going to read it again. And it was stats on Rush Limbaugh from actually yesterday. He was basically reinstating that 50% of people from Baltimore around where Freddie, I forget his last name, basically got killed, apparently under police custody, that 50% don't go to school, and 60% of these people in Baltimore over the age of 23 have less than a high school diploma. And 60% of the town is actually African American. And actually it was funny because my one Facebook friend actually posted this thing that states Baltimore, a mostly black city run by a black mayor with black cops, is being accused of systematic racism against black people by black protesters. And then it states, join us on Facebook, Stop Hillary 2016. Anyway, it's just total nonsense. I'm going to lighten this up for a minute. I'm going to try to get this picture on screen. If you go to, on a lighter note, it's going to go back and forth tonight, basically. Comicbook.com, they get a lot of pictures finally. Even one, I'm going to kind of point my thing around over here so you can see it at least. Sorry about that, on the screen. I don't know if people can see that, but I'm trying to point it the monitor right now, and it's Harley Quinn. Is that? I want to say. Will Smith is playing a character, but this is basically. I don't have to look up his name because I got a couple articles in him. I know that's Harley Quinn, but that's the lineup of people at home of the Suicide Squad. They actually got the whole team now, so I'm kind of looking forward to that still. Okay, I'm pointing it back so I can actually read things. I just wanted to do that real quick. I did a makeshift job on that, too. When we saw this movie tonight, by the way, of today, of the Avengers, he was kind of questioning, all the superheroes, they don't wear their masks. They're always got to show their faces, and I'm noticing Will Smith is doing the same. A lot of these characters, you'd rather see them in their costumes fully, not just partially. Basically, first official look at the Suicide Squad assembled and a ready for action. Suicide Squad director David Ayer has released our first official look at the Task Force X assembled and ready for action. So you can see the rest of that and that picture on the comicbook.com website. Yeah. So again, I'm going to keep this pretty simple. I don't want to say much about the film. I think everybody who, a lot of people did see the Avengers movie already. I thought it was kind of interesting. I was kind of dozing off in a few parts because I think at this point, unfortunately, the movie is actually getting to a point where the movies are actually trying to do justice for the graphic novels, the comic books that I never grew up on. So at this point, I hate to say it, I'm a little bit lost on those films. I started to, but it's gotten even a little bit more so. It's not like when I used to watch superhero movies back in the when I was my teens in the 70s and 80s. They were a bit different. Now they are actually, it's good. They're paying justice for the people who really do enjoy those, and rightfully so should. I'm going to go back. I said I was going to go back and forth. I'm just going to pop this in here. It was myphilly.com. NYPD officer fighting for his life. Suspect denied bail. This was in New York. A man who officials say boasted of being a street hellraiser and who served prison time for attempted murder was arranged on changes that he shot a New York City police officer in the head. So this poor guy is like fighting for his life. And it's a young guy. I moved the camera around, the picture around for this guy because I think people should see him. But honestly, I can't keep on doing that. I want to keep this show going, and I apologize. Yeah, I can't get the picture very clear, so I'm just going to point it around real quick. I don't know if people can see that's the gentleman who got shot, the officer. So if you see that, I felt like I need to, so I did. And I would read the rest. I just don't want to sabotage these stories. Hey, this is pretty sad. I'm going to have to point it around again. If you see, it says Star Trek's Grace Lee Whitney has died. So that's a real shame. I loved her. I actually I'm not even kidding. I definitely had a Love Jones for her and her mini skirt. She was the nurse's aide, I guess. The nurse to Bones on the original series. And I always thought she was kind of hot in a weird way. But yeah, it says she had passed away. Died on May 1st. Now that to me, for Star Trek people, that means, I don't know. I'm not going to say it, but I had some pretty unmentionable thoughts with her when I was younger growing up and seeing her in that little skimpy outfit she wore. So, yeah, I don't need to tell you guys this one. It's going to probably be like a 10-minute show tonight. I'm not even kidding this time. Because I go back to the Suicide Squad. There's actually articles just on Will Smith alone, on his character, which I'm hoping I could find. No, can't find them. It'll probably pop up. And yes, here's a very good picture. I'm going to put this, because once again, I'm going back and forth. View full screen. I'm going to show you the picture again of the Suicide Squad. You probably can see it better this time without knocking my monitor. Hopefully, without hitting my monitor, hit my mic. You can see that at home if you're watching this. I think that's really cool. The characters look a little bit too... I don't know what to say, almost like urban-like. They don't look comic characters, but I guess they're supposed to be some type of thugs of some sort. I don't know. Either way, I think it's really cool. Let me see if I can go back to my stories. Yeah, I didn't really have too much to say, folks. That might be the end of my show for tonight. So I'm doing everyone a favor. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could find the one on Will Smith. But it's not popping up. I'm not going to detang like I always do. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah, that might be my show for tonight, actually. I just wanted to, fill people in. Maybe I'll show you my Punisher shirt again for people at home. Oh, here it is. Hey, I did find it. I didn't shut it down. It says Will Smith gets a mask as Deadshot. That was what I was looking for. Deadshot in the new Suicide Squad character. So I'm going to probably torture you again with another picture at least. And that's going to be Will Smith. If you can see that at home, that's Will Smith in his costume, his whole attire. So hopefully they stick with the mask, because I think it just makes it better when whoever it is, if it's coming from a comic book, if they had a mask, keep the mask on. Don't take it off. So, yep. I'm trying to keep my voice this time on the thing. So that looks pretty cool, actually. I think her do a pretty interesting job. Actually, I did have another article, and this was sent from a friend on Facebook on their page, and I had taken it, and it's going back to something I'm tired of talking about. But Michael Moore, disarm all cops, release African Americans from prison. The guy's a total mental case. I don't know what else to say, and I don't want to give it any more time than I find. It's a waste of my breath. It's a waste of my time to even talk about that guy. And it was just on a good note, too. So think good thoughts. Think back with Will Smith and him basically being, that character I just mentioned and I already forgot. That's crazy. It's been a tiresome night, so that's part of my thing, too. But, yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to, the Suicide Squad. There was one other thing. There's a video. I should at least acknowledge this one. Maybe I'm going to make small thought on some other things, too. Maybe one thing other than this. But this is in the Conservative Post. A friend sent it to me. Video teens, with an S, teens, attack a 61-year-old white man in Baltimore. Media ignores. So this poor man, and he's like in really bad condition. I heard there was ribs broken, fractured skull, loss of blood. Yeah, it says according to the Conservative Tribune, the man's name was Fletcher, suffered massive injuries in the assault, which included broken nose, broken ribs, and bleeding of the brain. Now, this man just tried to break up a fight between two young girls who were fighting in front of his house, in front of his truck. He had a pickup truck, and he just tried to break it up, and more people step in, and they attack him, and it was a lot. I forget what the number was. But it was a large amount of kids who stepped in and just decided to beat him up and almost severely beat him to death. But nothing's going to happen with that. I said I was going to keep this back and forth. So on a lighter note, though, I don't know if you ever watched the movie Breaking Bad. But if you remember that restaurant that was in the TV series that I think it was like a chicken restaurant or something. It had some Spanish name. Well, they're really going to make that into a real food chain, or at least one. I don't know how many, but it sounds like they're making that imaginary food chain from Breaking Bad into a real deal. I was actually kind of looking forward to that, too. I can't find the story right now, and I did say I was going to keep this kind of short and sassy tonight. And I couldn't pronounce the name anyway. But, yeah, if you're a Breaking Bad fan, if you remember, he was that guy that was with the glasses, who looked like he was African American, but he was actually, I think, like Hispanic or something. And he was a really cool character. I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, that he had that food chain. I think of like they were like equivalent to like Kentucky Fried, or probably the other food chains that are fast food but serve chicken. And really cool place. It's like, yeah, I thought that place really existed. I wish I remembered the name. And apparently, though, sorry, I'm scratching my head, that food chain is going to really come about to be a real deal. So I'm going to get up one more time, show everybody at home my shirt, and it's going to be the end of my show after that. So I'm just going to show everybody. You might hear me from afar, so I'm getting up. So here's my Punisher shirt. I got it on eBay because they were sold out everywhere else. So other than that, folks, I hope everybody enjoyed my show tonight, and I'm keeping it short. So have a good night. Have a good one. Bye.